What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. Happy New Year. All right, January 3rd, the first live session of 2026 is here. Apologies for a little delay here on getting things going. I take full responsibility for that one, but we're here now. We're ready to have some fun and cover what is going to be Lecce traveling to Turin to get beaten down by Juve. Let's hope so. I got Omer with me. We've got a bunch in the headlines to tackle. A lot of fun stuff and a lot of nonsense. Typical for winter mercato. But Omer, how you doing, brother?
Well, good morning, chat, everyone tuning in. Yeah, I'm psyched, man. Between the Chiesa, Ruben Neves rumors, new guys in management, and no, all the talks. I'm not even sure who we're playing today. Who is it? Is it Lecce this time?
Lecce.
I don't even care, man. Anyone, I'm hyped. I just need a match. It's been too long, a week.
Yeah, we just need a match. We just need a match. I've been a little under the weather here for about a week now, which sucks. It's always how you want to be on your holiday time away from work. But yeah, the girls have been sick for like weeks and now finally caught me. I do not know about a watch along for today's match. That'll be kind of like game time decision, everybody, okay? So we'll see on that one. I am feeling pretty rough though. But for today, we're still rocking this live and we're still going to have some fun here. And a reminder to everybody, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. You want to be subscribed. This is January's giveaway, all right? So, regular subscribers, you got this bad boy, Sky Sport 2004. And then for our members in Legend tier, the 0506 Centenario del Primo Scudetto. So, beauty
So
stuff
beautiful
there.
and so
Good luck to
simple, man.
everybody. Congrats to all our latest winners from the month of December. All right. Now, let's get to it. And what's up to everybody in here? Shatterstar, Forza Juve, Pino Bianconero, David Tamati in here, and Forza Juve Eric. Great to see you all, okay? Smash that like button. Let's get cooking, okay? We're not going to waste any time. We've got a lot to discuss when you're talking headlines, and Omer kind of already alluded to some of that. And I mean, you've got apparently Spalletti, who continuously is reported to be wanting a midfielder and an attacker. And there's a lot in the fan base. Well, I mean, even Trim on the latest live show that we did, claiming that it's defender or bust for him if you're looking coming down crunch time for Juve. But we keep hearing midfield and attack. And yeah, there's a lot of names. Midfield, you got Ruben Neves, Brozovic. But we know that those guys, you're going to need help on the wages. It seems highly unlikely. There's also reports surfacing that Comoli doesn't want to bring a guy back into Europe. Then you have guys that just make no sense in terms of finances that can't be done, which also would make them summer moves. Ullman being one of them, if you're going to approach him. Tonali, the pipe dream. Again, summer. So who the hell is actually like a realistic target in the midfield? It comes down to guys like Xavier Schlager or Guido Rodriguez. And even Schlager, it's said to be around 10 million to get him in January. And now even that's starting to look like it's going to be summertime. It might be old Guido Rodriguez. And that's about it. But what do you think about, first of all, the priority being a midfield and an attacker, Omer?
Well, but when he says an attacker, I think they mean like a Nildiz replacement. That would be a bit more logical. To me, I'd be shocked if they're looking for a striker. And a midfielder, well, that's no secret. It tells me that Spalletti probably sees Coop Miners as part of the defense. And if they actually, that's what they're aiming for, and they kind of ditch the center back idea, maybe they aren't just any good options deals. We saw that Moremovic, and they're not planning on letting him go right now. It will probably be in the summer. And I don't know, the names we heard so far just aren't convincing. So maybe Spalletti or Kamali just shifted toward different areas and we'll be fine with Gatti returning and Coop Miners and maybe Rugani. Who knows? Um, so yeah, but a lot of those names don't seem realistic in January. I mean, Tonali, yeah, he's the dream. Ruben Neves, okay, I get why they're also some of them are not excited about it. But we have some more names, so let's keep going and see. We'll get to the rest of them.
Oh my God. I mean, we're going to get more, but it's attack. It's the attackers. Again, I don't know. I don't know about not boosting the backline, but you're probably right. They probably think they're status quo, and Juve is close to full fitness right now. Other than
Hmm.
Milik, who goes back on the shelf for doing nothing. But yeah, he's back on the shelf for 2 weeks. But attackers,
Hmm.
Jeremy Boga, Fede Chiesa, Daniele Maldini, and then Schenderlap. Probably butchered that name, but Jesus Christ. All right,
Yeah,
so
probably.
Chiesa's return. Yay or nay, Omer?
Oh, worse worried. Everyone check on him to see he's okay, that his heart is still beating regularly. Yeah, I have absolutely no objection. I would love to have Chiesa back in this team under Spalletti. I'm all in for Chiesa redemption arc with Juve. Uh, Having said that, it makes no sense to me on the player's perspective and Liverpool's perspective. And they have the African Cup right now, so they lost Mo Salah, and they have some injuries. They probably need him. So my guess is it doesn't make sense because he'd have to accept the same role he doesn't like right now at Liverpool, which would be second fiddle to Chiesa and to Yildiz. And as things stand right now, he doesn't bench not Conceição and not Yildiz to me. So I don't see why he would like to come back to Juve for that role, but maybe a reunion with Spalletti and some, after he had this little adventure and Juventus kind of sorted some of their stuff out. Maybe now is a better time for him to actually be part of this team. But it's a stretch. Like, I don't see why he'd like to do that.
I got like so many mixed feelings on this whole Chiesa thing. Number one is like, I like the direction you're already going. Yildiz, Chico, Jagrova, if we can get this guy fit, looks like he can play uh, some serious roles for us. And I see the question in here coming off X. By the way, if you're on X, you want to subscribe on YouTube. That's how you get in there. But you can see is Jagrova starting today. I wouldn't be surprised, but he's not on one of the latest projections, but that doesn't necessarily mean he won't start. He was being tipped as maybe a start that you'll get from Spalletti in this one. Usually Spalletti's good for one surprise, but we'll see. We'll see. I like the way we're going with Chiesa. I mean, if the details were right and if he was willing to come back and we could make something work for no commitment, nothing pressing, I mean, sure. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I mean, I'd need this guy to also admit that he was an idiot for how things went down in the first place. So I, it's not really this thing that I think there's too much weight behind it or whatnot. But there is a lot of people reporting on it that it could be an option for Juve, but I just don't see it. I don't see it happening from Liverpool's perspective. I don't know if why would he do that on something that wasn't going to be permanent also, you know what I mean? Like I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. It's not making full sense to me. But in terms of just yes or no, there's a lot of worse forwards you could get if you were looking to get a boost. So I mean, sure, right?
Yeah.
But the
And,
devil's
and
always in the details, and I just, yeah,
and this
again,
position is important. We're like, we need someone. We can't run Ildiz to the ground from now until the end of the season because obviously no one offers what he offers in his role. He has no replacement right now. Wish we would have kept Bangula. That would have been nice.
yeah.
Uh,
If you're
but
looking at these other
just
names, because I don't really
thinking about
see
names, yeah.
Chiesa, I don't see Chiesa as this realistic option. So out of the other guys now, Boga, Maldini, Schenderlup, Who's your pick out of those guys?
Well, Boga, I remember, like they talked highly about him. He was on loan at Sassuolo from Chelsea, and at the time he was actually doing great and was supposed to go back to Chelsea. Eventually, it didn't happen. I think he plays for Nice right now, but he is a very talented player. As a rotation piece, he might be fine. He already played in Italy a few years, so accommodating would be a lot easier, probably. And Daniel Maldini is an interesting one. Again, if it's a rotational player to give Chiesa some rest, I wouldn't mind it. The Schlabdrap, the guy you said, I have no idea who that is. Never seen him play. Don't know what to expect. So I won't
Yeah.
comment about something I don't know.
And this is where we get into it here. Okay, guys. You guys, come on. I love you, Berto, but Moto was the clown. He put him out of the squad. The rest is all hearsay. That right there is hearsay. It's very, 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 very easy, everybody. There was a contract that was up for renewal. He saw the numbers he wanted to get. It was very well documented. Motta came in, and this was Giuntoli and Chiesa's discussion, period. It was their whole thing. I'm not going into this all over again. It was a contract dispute. Look at how things played out for him. Look at the money that he was trying to get. He was trying to sign with other teams in Italy, and they didn't want to give him the same money. They didn't even want to give him the same money. He was already on at Juve. It's clear as day. And then you get into the other thing, as Swarit brings up here. If he were to come, he is nobody's vice. He sure as hell is Yield as his vice. Because then we're going backwards. And that's why, for me, stay away from it completely. Just stay away from it. Okay? Returns don't end up well for us. It's probably time to start looking at fresh ideas and move forward. I like what you're doing, Yildiz, Chico, Zhagrova, we got to get him fit. Bring in a vice. Out of these guys we're talking about, Boga, Maldini, I mean, there's nothing crazy, but you got to think too, as a vice to these guys, I'd be fine with Maldini as a vice. I'd be fine with Daniele Maldini as a vice. Boga, I don't know. I don't know about Boga. I mean, it seemed like he was a little, not even really streaky before in his time in Serie A, but it was a little hit and miss. So, like, I'd go with Maldini as a vice. Sure.
Well, I have no issues. It will be interesting, and seeing a Maldini in a Juve shirt and having Paolo sit in the stands and watch him play, that would be interesting. No, I have no issues. An Italian youngster as a vice, I think he'd love that. But I have no issues with any of them. Against the vice role, I mean, you got to lower our expectations to who wants to be vice something. It's either a player who hasn't made it or reached his full potential, or a youngster.
The other
That's why
thing is
Chiesa
too,
doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
the other thing too is like, at what point do you have Chico that can also play on the opposite side? Like, I mean, he could do it. Zhagrova could play on the opposite side too. I mean, it's not like these guys are set in stone there. I think the biggest thing right now is just Zhagrova's fitness. Otherwise, they can all intertwine as well. But yeah, I would have liked Mbangula to still be around. That one pissed me off, and I said it. It's fine if you're going to sell guys, get the value out of them. And I always hated the value we got for Mbangula. I thought that was a weak sale. Here we are.
Yeah, like if you could reverse two sales from the summer, who would they be based on how Juve looks right now?
I'd have to go back to see all the sales. Mbangula is one of them. I think Savona, too. Savona and Mbangula.
I would have probably kept Alberto Costa.
Yeah.
Seeing how he plays and how things turned out with Joao Mario.
Yeah, he would have probably, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Mbangula and
a
Alberto
bunch?
Costa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would have given us some of the depth we're lacking right now.
We're playing a back three through Tudor and now Spalletti as well. Savona was looking good in a back three as a CB. I definitely would have kept him knowing what we know now. Savona and Imbangula for sure. And it looks like everybody in the chat's kind of on the same page there. Savona, Imbangula, Savona, and yeah. And then Michael G's coming in, same thing. Maldini could be interesting at low cost. Yeah, I'd take that one for a vice. When you're looking for a vice, it's a hell of a lot easier and it's less stressful than when you're looking for a main, right? Like a guy that you need to hit, that you need to be your go-to. You're just looking for a vice. So Yildiz is cooking. He's doing his thing. So it's good to go. Good to go. Vega was not a sale, though, Pino. So that's why it doesn't really qualify on this one. But, yeah, there's a lot that would have liked Vega to be retained by Juve for sure. For sure. This is what it is.
Fruitcake guy, yeah.
Yeah, the old fruitcake there, Mas. Now, we got some other news. Perin deal blocked. Absolutely no. Genoa furious, and I couldn't care less. It made the most sense when you started to hear this thing and how it was going to unfold, and you were going to say goodbye to Perin, but then you have to find a backup. You're going to have to spend to find a backup, and you're trying to sell to use funds to pick up a player in one of these positions where you want to boost the team. It just didn't make any sense at all. So, and then on top of it, you do have 2 Champions League group stage games left, and your replacement would not be able to be signed. So just, if something were to happen and you needed to call him in, you couldn't do it anyways. You know what? It makes sense. I like that we're just not doing business unless it makes sense for us. It is what it is. Genoa, they can cry all they want. I don't care. All right? And they got the first day of 2026. Right back at them. But right call, I think, from Kamoli. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It just felt like creating just another headache for January that can be avoided. It's just a headache, nothing about it, and it's even more like putting Juve ahead of the player. I know that that's what Perin wants, but it's not in Juve's best interest right now. So with all due respect, I think that's the right decision. Nothing against Perin. Genoa can riot in the streets for all I care. I mean, I don't give 2 shits about how angry they are. They should be. We took Ottolini away just this week or yesterday, officially. Yeah, but that's absolutely the right call in Juve in mind and not the player.
Yeah, and then the other part of that rumor too was Miretti, and actually Miretti is a standalone rumor on his own. 25 million euro value. Would you sell Miretti for 25 million to fund a winter mercato, Omer?
Every time I see one of those reports, I feel differently. There are times when maybe we should say goodbye. Maybe he's not what we need, and then in other times I think we should give him more time, and there are sparks there and some good cameos, and there is a player in there, obviously. And I don't want to give him to a rival. And I don't know, I'm kind of torn about it. There are days when I feel like, that's what we get, and just give him and then make some money off it. I don't think I would do it, not in January. If we are looking for a midfielder anyway, regardless of whether Miretti stays or leaves, then I wouldn't let him leave.
Yeah, to fund a January mercato, no, I don't really like that. Even in the summer, I mean, I just think, I think there's a player that could play a very, very, very significant part with Juve at some point in time. Maybe not right at this second, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a list of players that I would sell if I were Juve, and Miretti isn't at the top. So if we're doing it just because it's the sake of January, then I have a problem with that, right? So for me, you have guys that I would sell that I hold higher up on the list, but it doesn't make sense to sell them in January. That doesn't make me all of a sudden say I got to sell Moretti. I would wait till the summer. But I need to see a defender come in January. Do you?
Um, I want one, but it's not like the be all end all. I think maybe another midfielder is a bit higher up the list, and some sort of a Nildi's backup. I would be okay, not happy, but okay with things staying as they are, and counting Coop as one of the defenders. So yeah, it's not the top priority for me, but it would be nice to have another guy in there.
I think it's just clear how big Bremer is, and I'm still nervous about that. That's why if you can land somebody that can shore up the back, I would do it. Co-miners and Kelly are going to show you their limitations at certain points, which has happened. And Co-miners looked solid at the start, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, shit. When he is tested defensively, it's a bit of an issue. Kelly, same thing. He does his part, but it creeps up all over the place. I don't trust it. I'd love a defender. I don't see this big need in the middle of the park. I really don't. And especially when you're talking about a guy like Miretti that can't get in. We don't run three midfielder sets unless you try Cope Miners up in this advanced role or McKenny when neither one of them makes sense to it, and Miretti actually makes the most sense to do it. So I feel like you haven't even exhausted that truly to be at a point where we're chasing guys. And then you look at the list of guys, none of them even make sense to the role you're trying to fill anyways. So
Yeah.
what like it's not making any sense. None of these guys are that help, that playmaker. So why don't you just let Miretti do what he's done practically every single time he's been on the pitch, other than I could think of 1.5 bad showings. The rest,
Yeah,
he's looked exactly like what we need. And I still
the
say out of the
solution
middle
is
of the
to play
park,
him.
nobody has connected with the attackers better than Miretti out of the middle. He should have a run.
Yeah, his best attribute, something that he can offer the team that no one else seems to be able to do, is really occupying the dead space and creating chances out of it. He had a few good showings and a few bad ones, fine, but you'll get your answer by playing him. I mean, I need to see him play. I don't want to, address it like it's FIFA. He's 76 rated, so yeah, just get rid of him. Like Juve need to see him play more. I would even aim at Adzic before I look at Miretti. I think Adzic left a lot to be desired, and that Inter goal, which was amazing and possibly our best 2025 goal, and kind of overshadows what Adzic has done with the opportunities he was given, and he has done a lot less than Miretti for me.
Yeah, big time. It's just yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I still feel the same way though. January will be safety nets. It will be safety nets. In keeping with the Miretti talk and the play out of the midfield, Thuram. I've been very, very hard on Thuram this season. Need to be way better in my personal opinion. And this guy now all of a sudden we've got contract renewal extensions. Extension to 2030, 2031 coming up for Thuram that they are about to get to work on. Why? Like, what's the point? What's the point right now? He's already contracted to what, 2028? What on earth this season has put him in a position where he needs to be paid more?
Look, I think I do want to extend him, to be honest. I think there's a great player there. I think he's having an sort of an off season so far. He hasn't been good and he should be criticized just like everyone else. But I think there's a great player in there, and sometimes you gotta persevere through the hard times this guy goes through. And not every great player had a phenomenal season year after year after year. Sometimes there's a bit of a drop offs, new systems, new managers. I mean, he's been at Juve for a year and a half, and he already had three. And why this sudden urgency to renew him? I have no idea. My guess is that probably a lot of offers are coming in, and a lot of people are asking about him. So even if you were to sell him, you kind of want to already pump the price up based on his contract. So I don't see any issues with it. I just don't see the need
He's
right
contracted to
now.
2029.
Mhm.
This is not a situation like Yildiz, where I've been pretty adamant like Juve needs to lock that in and lock it down because he's at 1.7 million euros and he's outperforming everybody on your team, including those that are paid way, way more. It's not the same situation whatsoever. Taram, whether people are sniffing around or anything, it's like, yeah, you've got him contracted to 2029, but he is not performing to the level that he was as of last season. I don't see the rush in an extension. No player extends for the same money either. So it's like now he's getting a boost. Like it's the same thing with Spalletti. When the rumors about him and Juve already looking to lock in, and Spalletti's just he doesn't care about it. He plays coy because he knows that he's probably going to hit the threshold to get that extension naturally, anyways. But it's the same thing. If you have a deal there in place with Spalletti that at season's end, if these objectives are hit, we continue. There's no need to jump in there before. Like, are we saying that 7 wins out of the last 8, that's it? Yeah, you're good. We're lock it in. No, so what are we saying with the players too? What are we saying with Taram? You're locked into 2029. You're not doing anything extraordinary at the moment. Like, let's just compete, whether teams sniff around or not. It's still in Juve's hands whether they want to sell or not. This one makes no sense to me. I I wouldn't even be talking about it. And this had nothing to do with guys when you're hearing about McKennie, when you're hearing about Kostic, etc. Like Kostic, I would never even entertain. Meetings set for Kostic? What? No, absolutely not. See you later. McKennie, you can have a discussion with McKennie because if he was willing to accept the pay of a rotational guy, I'd actually hear it out and I would actually look at keeping McKennie around. If he wants starter money on this team, that's where it gets tough for me. Like everyone's talking about the 3 to 3.5 million and they say, yeah, 3.5 net for him, I would do it. And I'm like, I don't know based on our roster and what other guys are making, but it isn't huge in the grand scheme of things. And you can make that argument. But right now, a lot of these guys, there's a lot of discussions that I don't even think need to be happening. Kefren Turam, I don't think we need to get into it right now. That's just me personally, and that's not me saying anything to the sort of we have to sell him or we have to look to move him or no. It's just your play should dictate what happens in terms of negotiations and everything like that, right? The other thing I saw it come up here is, but again, you're only looking to add 1 year because somebody said, well, you could use it as leverage and you could renew him at a discounted price because of his performance. Now you're adding 1 year though. You're adding 1 year and it doesn't change anything. If Kefren Turam next season all of a sudden takes off, that doesn't change anything because you added a year now and boosted it maybe a million a year. You know what I mean? He's still going to want top dollar if all of a sudden he takes off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
probably.
it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense
I
to
don't
me.
know. I mean, businesses don't rush to extend contracts and pay more without the player asking or the employee asking, without there being a good reason for it. I'm sure there's a reason why they saw fit to address this issue now. And I guess we'll know, I don't know, maybe by the summer or later on, but I do believe there's a reason why they suddenly had to do this or wanted to do this. We don't know it. I can assume a million different things, but I'm sure it's not just, because they were bored. I think they have enough on their plate as
Kefren
it is.
Turan makes 2 million net. So
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know. That's for me where he sits on the list and stuff. He's not really outperforming guys around that or anyone above him. Yeah. So I don't do it. I don't do it. There's no point. He's under your contract to 2029. These guys, I don't know why Juve's always. This isn't just like a new thing too. We've always been in this hurry on renewals. Always like rushing. Pump the brakes. You got till 2029. It's silly. It's silly. Anyways,
Just
now
no
let's get to
automatic
some other news.
renewals. That was the worst.
What's that?
Like the automatic renewals. That just don't do any of those with anyone. All the Sandro
Well, automatic renewals are
was it?
fucking even stupider than jumping the gun
Yeah,
on a
that was the
6-year remaining contract or whatever, 4 years remaining contract.
yeah, that was one of the dumbest things they did.
Automatic renewals is the
Implementing those clauses.
stupidest shit I've ever seen, especially on guys at that age. They were
Aging
all
players,
older
man.
players.
Yeah.
All older players. Terrible. Terrible. Now,
Awful.
let's get to some news. Let's get some news on some kits coming out. Oof. Oof.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof. Oh. Yeah.
Except I don't like that.
Look.
What's that? It's like the Guy Fieri flames there on the.
Yeah, I think the three of them are too good to be true. I think we'll have some idiotic pattern in there. Because if it is like that, they're fire. Straight up fire. All three of them.
Well, I will say this is
And
kind of tacky with these flame things on it. It's kind of tacky.
I don't know.
That's
Depends on the shade. If it will be like the one they had in the third kit from last year, like it's not that visible from certain angles, certain
yeah, no,
lights,
but if
then
it is, this is like a 3-year-old drawing fire. Like it's yeah,
yeah,
no, I
well,
don't.
we had a lot of those in recent years.
I don't really like
But all
that.
three seems too good to be true. I mean, you displayed those shirts you're giving away, the giveaways, and they were absolute beauties, and they were so simple. I mean, how hard is it
See, this
to
is
make it?
clean, but I hate when the gold is over white because it looks weak, but that's
I
still
saw another
nice.
one with a white Jeep.
That's still
Um,
nice.
that's
That's
sick. I
still
love it.
nice. This is outstanding. This
Yeah,
is
that's a
absolutely
great one too.
outstanding. But this pattern is just fucking dog shit. Like, give me
But if
any
you
other pattern, and you can't even say it's like these last ones because they are reflected. They're actually nice patterns. Like you have the vineyards from Piemonte is a lot different than a 2-year-old's flames. Um, it's got to be a nice pattern or something if you put on there. And then the one prior was the actual J from Juve that was just intertwined, looked amazing. But this is yeah. I do like black, pink, and then the classic stripes though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. What? Okay, like which
if
one would
this
be
is
the
true,
top right now? Which one would be the top right now?
I think this one, the home kit.
The
I know you
home?
like the away. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a sucker for
I
black
like a
and gold,
classic
but
away kit.
that pattern's gonna kill that one for me. It's definitely between this one and the home. God damn it, this home is nice. And I do
Yeah.
like that collar. I actually really like that collar in that kit.
And I saw one of the edits with Hildes wearing it. No, probably ChatGPT did it, but it looked beautiful. The collar and
Yeah.
like I'm missing a collar probably here in the away kit.
Yeah, it's like different because it's just like a standard shirt collar, and then they just
Yeah,
put that little V in there. This is nice too, though. This is really, really nice.
yeah, clean.
I gotta give it to the home though. I gotta go to this home. This would be
So simple,
absolute
man. It's
fire,
just
absolute fire. Gotta give it to the home.
that's awesome.
Gotta give it to the home. Mike, do you say we need the old logo
Made
back? I like that. I like this one now. I like this one now for the retros. I like it. Like that they're mixing it. But yeah, if that comes to fruition, would be a beautiful thing though, because they're all nice. They're all nice, and we're
that should
nitpicking
be
too
like
when
a
we're talking
pack, all
patterns.
three of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
it should.
yeah.
There should be a discount on buying all three of them because I think that's inevitable.
Well, with the tariffs, can't do shit now off Juve's store, so everyone's looking elsewhere. Because yeah, it's like 40% for our friends in the States. That's insane. That's gross, and we're not
Oh,
far off up here on duties and stuff. So it's outrageous. Nonetheless, speaking of outrageous, hopefully the beatdown we hand Lecce is going to be outrageous today. Okay, Lecce have lost 25 Serie A matches against Juve. Only Roma and Inter have inflicted more pain on them in the top flight, with Roma at 26 and Inter 30 matches. Juve have scored at least one goal in each of their last 10 Serie A games against Lecce. The most frequent scoreline in this fixture is, any guess?
1-0.
That is it. And the result of 7 encounters. The most recent, September 26, 2023. Do you know the goal scorer?
Fagioli, was it the one with the curler? Wait,
No. The most recent
what?
one, September 26, 2023.
September
Milik
26th
was the most frequent, or the most, excuse me, recent 1-0 victory, and that was September 26,
at
2023.
home.
And
At
that was the
home,
1-0. Yeah. After
okay.
them producing their best run of the season, 2 wins from 3. Di Francesco's men were well beaten last time out, 3-0 against Como. They have now failed to score in 6 of 10 Serie A matches since mid-October. No other team has scored fewer goals overall as well. They have a 4-point buffer to the bottom 3 there, but it ain't looking pretty for these guys, and hopefully today we can add to the pain. Last 6, they've got 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. For us, talked about it, starting to get back to proper fitness. Chico Conceição is good to go. Cabal should be off the bench today, but in the squad list. Milik goes back, but it is what it is there. We are 5 wins, 1 loss in our last 6. We know we've won 7 of our last 8 overall. Things are starting to move in the up. And, you know, it is exactly what we talk about here. Spalletti locking in. They want to lock in on a contract. He's locking in with his team. We're starting to get things rolling, okay? Injuries. Berisha and Moretti are ruled out by injury for Lecce. But the visitors' defense should feature Angola center back Gaspar, whose African Cup of Nations commitments have now ended. Yeah, your projected lineups are as follows. We're going to get to these guys first. Oh, no, that's just Juve. Falcone. Gonna put in a prime Buffon-esque performance. We'll see. Gasper, Kouassi, Gabriel, Gallo, Ramadani, Gabi, Pierotti, Elgason, Banda, and then Stulic. 4-2-3-1 is listed. Man, these guys have played so many different shapes, though. If you followed Lecce this season, it's actually insane. They can play like a 4-5-1, pretty much, which has different guys progressing forward with however Di Francesco decides he wants to press to create issues. It's interesting. 4-1-4-1 sometimes when they feel confident in the opponent they're playing to try and get points out of. I'd be surprised if this one didn't play out more of like a 4-4-1-1 to give them something a little bit more stable defensively. But nonetheless, this is what they're expected to go with. For Juve, well, you've seen Sky Sports, which sometimes we like to call high sports, because you got to be high coming out with this one, okay? Yeah, you could see they listed as a 4-3-3. McKennie at left back, Cambiaso right winger, three mids. Okay. The funny thing is you could take the exact same players and create this, which is probably what you are going to see.
Just lazy.
And this one has Openda in there, and it is expected that Openda starts and David comes in as a sub. But Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly, McKennie on the right, Locatelli, Thuram, Cambiaso, Co-Miners, Yildiz, Openda. Omer, how do you feel about the lineup? Is there anything you would change? And what do you think the keys to victory are for Juve in this one?
Yeah, okay. So I'd assume Coop Miners is not playing that role. My guess is that he's probably benched for this match. Maybe I'll give Kelly a rest. Maybe Bremer doesn't start. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet a lot on Coop Miners not playing there. If there's anything I can say about Spalletti, is that he kind of catches the drift quickly of what not to do and not trying to force someone into a position they're just not comfortable with. And it was awful from Coop Miners against Pisa. And so I don't think we'll see that. The rest, I mean, we're now getting into a bit of a stretch of games with less times between each one of them. So rotation is important. I really wish Juve would just, seal the game early so they can have some of those rotations. And it's also important, something that we haven't talked about yet. But I really wish Juve would seal some of those allegedly easy games early, because that's also part of the rest. I mean, you don't want to get into a situation when you have to keep Yildiz on the pitch for 90 minutes because you still haven't found a way to score. And that's when you get to play some of the youngsters and, rotate a bit and give guys early rest, which would be important. As it seems you were going all in on all competitions. And now going back to Lecce, they do seem depleted. I mean, keep an eye out for the Gabriel guy. We were linked to him not long ago as one of the center back options. But they do have Koulibaly at the African Cup. Di Francesco himself is suspended, from what I'm seeing. And Berisha is missing, Sotil, Morente, Pierre, the guy we saw in the lineup. So they are a bit depleted. We're at home. I wish this game would be sealed by the end of the first half.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what you want to do with these games. Lecce's kept some games very, very tight with some of the better sides in Serie A, despite obviously their form, their position in the standings, etc. But yeah, when I'm looking at Juve here, this needs to be a straightforward matchup. You got to take everything one game at a time. I know that you got a bunch of games that are going to be packed in. There's a lot to play in this month, but you approach each one that's in front of you. You get after it. Cope Miners, I'll be quite honest. If he plays in this game, it's either at left center back, so you either give Kelly a rest or you play him there, or you don't start Thuram, and you can go Locatelli and Co-Miners and play an actual attacker in the attacking role. I hated that about the last match. It was stupid. We talked about experimenting. That was not necessary, especially experiments that you've seen fail time and time again. I don't need to see McKennie in that spot. I don't need to see Co-Miners in that spot. I need to see an attacker in that position. So yeah, whether Co-Miners hits the bench to do it, I'm fine with. But right now, the only way I see him getting into this lineup is either at left center back where he's been, or if they don't want to start Khéphren Thuram. And Khéphren Thuram is going to be this guy that you want to get going and you want to see him play. But I'd also be open to starting Miretti against Lecce, start the year and go Locatelli, Miretti, Cambiaso, McKennie across the middle. And I think Zhigrova, he could start, and there's been a lot of talk about him starting Chico just got back in time for this game. Maybe you see Jagrova there. I'd be open to seeing that in the lineup. Regardless, whatever the hell our lineup is, you should still get the job done against this Lecce. We're at home. I want to see us start off on the front foot and swarm them, push them back. Again, with all these teams that surrender quality, etc., push them back. If they want to hit us on counters, make them work from their end line all the way. We'll let them work the entire pitch. So put pressure on them. I want to see us all over the 50-50s, aggressive, high defensive line, especially with Bremer in there. Let's go. Let's take it to them. Let's not mess around. Let's not make this game more interesting than it has to be. At half, you should at the very least be up 1-0 at half, but I'd like to see 2-0 at halftime. I'd like to see 2-0 at halftime in this game. Will we? Different story. Prediction time? Let's see. Homer, final score? Give us a fun tiebreaker. Chat, hit us with your predictions. Let's go.
Okay, so we're keeping the clean sheet.
Okay.
And we will have 3 different goal scorers today. I'm taking the same bet I had last week. I'm going 3-0 Juve. And let's call it a party at our home. And Yildiz gets one. Openda gets one, and Jagrova gets his first for Juve.
Okay.
So clean sheet and goal scorers 3-0. Yildiz, Openda, and Jagrova.
Nice. I'm feeling the clean sheet, and I'm going to go 2-0 though. I'm going 2-0 Juve. I'd love for that to be at halftime, but I actually don't think it will be. I think it'll be a goal each half. I'm going to say that a midfielder scores today. And you know what? Fuck. I talked way too much about him for him not to score. So you know Kefren Turam is scoring today's game. Okay? So Turam's going to get one. And I'm going to go with... McKennie to get one. McKennie.
Okay. It's actually a more safe bet because he's been contributing to almost every goal nowadays.
I'm going to go with Turam and McKennie. Turam and McKennie goal scorers. 2-0.
Wow.
Let's get the job done. Let's go.
Okay.
And again, let's see if a watch along happens. I'll try my best, you guys. But yeah, I'm in rough shape. But I love the watch along, so we'll see what we can do. Guys, storm the barn. But before storm the barn, Omer's with us, so you know what that calls for. The bald statements, everybody. The bald statements.
Yeah, so I'll start with the bold statements, and then I'll have the first storm the bomb question afterwards
Oh my
to
God.
kick us off.
All right.
Yeah, have a nice one. Okay, so dam da da dam da dam. First bold statement: pundits are a bit redundant today. No, the guys who broadcast the live match.
So the pundits or like the commentators?
The commentators, probably. Yeah, the commentators, not the guy sitting at the...
Not the guys that are analyzing stuff after or
Yeah.
at halftime stuff. So the commentators
Yeah,
are
the announcers.
redundant.
Yeah.
So you could watch a game without commentary?
From what I've experienced in recent years, absolutely. Not because I don't like the commentary, just because I think it's awful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're redundant because when you get good commentary, it's good because like it's funny. When you go watch a game there and they're like when you're watching live and there is no commentary, sometimes like you're like, oh yeah, you know, there's a lot of people that listen to commentary when they're there. But I will say this, most of them are just not good and just don't do their homework and yeah.
No, to me today, they mostly focus on the negatives and they usually talk after goals. They talk about how bad the defense was instead of how great the attack was. They always trying to lecture us, and they kind of read some of the news and then spew it out. And they do it to. I mean, who are your viewers? Most of them are Juventus fans.
Yeah.
So like we're into the news all day, every day. Don't lecture us. We know better than the announcer, and I don't expect the announcer to know every bit of news that we know. But if you don't know what's going on, just don't talk about it. Period. Because we know. We read the news all day, every day. And I hate being lectured. I hate when they say stuff ugly. But I do enjoy like watching, like what you do. Because
Yeah.
then I do get it from someone who knows what he's talking about. Even if I
Yeah.
watch a Man United match, I'd probably prefer someone on YouTube other than the commentators in the studio. But it's not everyone. I mean, Peter Drury is a legend, and the way he commentates, just I barely hear him commentate. Only when it's like World Cups and Euros and such.
Yeah, there are some guys that
Yeah,
are just phenomenal and
mostly I can do without,
but
to
yeah,
be honest.
I would agree. Most of them I can do without. Most of them are just garbage and they're just
Hmm.
spewing lines they have no idea about and they're trying to seem informed when they're not really informed. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Hmm.
Most of them are
Okay,
redundant.
okay. Messi and Ronaldo don't deserve at least two of the Ballon d'Ors they got.
Oof. At least two. I'm trying to think back on.
I would say that Ribery definitely deserved one back in what was it, 2013. And I would also think that Iniesta would deserve one in one of those Barca seasons.
Yeah,
And yeah, the year of the World Cup, I don't think Messi deserved it. It was solely based on the World Cup.
two. Oh, I was thinking, okay, you're saying like two out of the total between all. I'm trying to think like two for Ronaldo and two for Messi that they didn't deserve. But yeah, two overall in their grand scheme, like combined. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So you're saying that it's harder to think of one for
If I'm
Ronaldo.
thinking of two, and I would probably say that Messi got two that I wouldn't have given to him on alone, maybe three for Messi. Ronaldo, there's one for sure I probably don't think he gets.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, Schneider is a good shout. I'd agree.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I'd probably. Yeah, well, I mean, I agree 100%. If it's two between them, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the next one is just a follow up, basically. In general, the Ballon d'Or should be abolished.
No, no, it shouldn't be abolished. It's losing. It's. I think it might be better now with the fact that Messi and Ronaldo have kind of faded right into the twilights of
Hmm.
their career. It might actually bring the Ballon d'Or back to some level of you know
Hmm.
logistics, like some level of logic now in terms of who's getting them, right?
Yeah, I mean, from the get go, it's almost impossible for goalkeepers and defenders to win it because it went so stat based trophy that this is part of the reason why some of those guys that we mentioned haven't won it. Because if you look at the stats at the end of the day, you leave it almost solely to attackers, and I think that's unfair. Maybe I would divide it like a Ballon d'Or for a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, an attacker, and that's about it. But I really liked it. I really liked seeing who won when it was Zlatan and Kaká and then Ronaldo for the first time and all those names, Ronaldinho and whatever. Like you had a great list during the 2000s until it started being only Messi, Ronaldo,
Yeah.
and now I kind of lost interest because it's a popularity contest.
Yeah. I mean,
So would I abolish it? No. I wouldn't, but I would make some adjustments.
I think maybe just because like Messi Ronaldo thing, it just annoyed so many people in general because
Yeah,
you
but they
know.
were that good. I mean, they were absolutely phenomenal for their teams,
Oh
like
yeah,
no
I
one
mean
else
it
has
just
ever
it is
been.
what it was, right? Like I mean,
But
I
it's a team's game. I mean, eventually, if the team hasn't done well, I'd expect the Ballon d'Or winner would be someone from the best team in Europe that
yeah, I
season.
just whether it's a PR battle or not, I mean, I wouldn't abolish it. I still think you should celebrate the top players in the game and whatnot. It'd be nice if
Yeah,
I don't know, like Dembele winning it was cool. I thought it was insane
yeah.
season he had for himself, and I mean that's cool
Based on last
because
season, yeah, that's a
you
good
know,
pick. Based on last season, absolutely.
like Rafinha's probably gonna end up getting one, like which will be cool. Phenomenal player that
Yeah.
flies like under the radar in terms of
Mhm.
like the talks that other players are getting that are not consistently putting up the numbers he is crazy to me. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Holland is definitely going to win it at some point.
and
The
he
guy's
should.
just brutal. He
Yeah,
should. He's brutal, man.
and he should. He's probably the best finisher ever for the Premier League. Like if you're talking about numbers, and he's gonna
Mhm.
smash that record. Like he's gonna smash that record.
Mhm. Okay, next one. Diego. Diego would have had a better career at Juve if he stayed with Conte's 2011 team.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Yes,
absolutely.
I would
That
agree.
one
I thought he
pissed
was
me
very
off, man.
talented.
That pissed me off
Yeah.
because I liked Diego and I was stoked that we brought him in, and it was just like always felt like just the timing was so off. But man, I would find it tough to believe that in Conte's team he couldn't have played a better part and been more fundamental.
Hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I wish he would have stayed. I think there was a super talented player there. And like you said, just bad timing to come to Juve.
Yeah,
And I definitely think he would have been a much more interesting player and had a better history with Juve if he would have stayed with Conte.
yeah.
Um, Next one, that might be something to divide people a bit. And no, sorry, there is nothing about Chiesa. Paduin was a bad player.
I mean, yeah, but you know, I mean, yeah, he's a bad player, but he got the job done and did everything he was asked, and he was one of those soldiers, right?
Yeah, I thought he wasn't a good player. I hated seeing him coming on as a sub, but he's an interesting one. Maybe that's an interesting list to do. Who does the top fives? Mas does them.
Masta's top fives, yeah.
Who are the who are the players that their legacy with Juve increased while they weren't that good for Juve? They're actually really liked now. Who are like the top five players? I think Paduin would definitely be one of them because
I
kind of
mean,
the love for him kind of grew after his career has ended.
he was. I mean, I didn't have as much of a problem with him as I did like Storaro. Storaro drove me mental.
No, he just awful. Nocerino, another Nocerino.
Yeah, yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's
Momo
funny.
Sissoko, one of the
Lord
guys.
Padawin, you gotta take it easy with Padawin, man.
No, I don't hate him. I just thought he wasn't. I didn't like him as a player. I like him a lot better when he was, just hanging around
Yeah.
and being proud of being part of Juve. Okay, there was one in the chat. I think I got it correctly. Quadrado is better than Zagrova. That's what someone said. Here's one for you. Quadrado better
Excuse
than
me.
Zagrova. Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer right now, but Quadrado is after 7 years at Juve, and Jagrova is into his first, not even a full season, so I can't really, make a fair comparison.
Quadrado was better than Zagrova. I mean,
Hmm.
In Quadrado's best at being able to beat guys 1v1, I still don't think he's as good as Zhigrova is at beating his man, beating the guy
Mhm.
directly across from him. If you're talking about everything total package and whatnot, you still haven't even seen enough of Zhigrova to say, right? Um, if you're talking about uh, Quadrado, the numbers he put up with Juve and everything, I mean, holy shit, Zhigrova's going to have to play a shit ton and for a long time to come close to those numbers. Quadrado's like, what is he, sixth or seventh on the all time assist leader list at Juve? He's up there.
Maybe.
So,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, but if you're talking about the 1v1 game and stuff like that, they're very, very close. They're very, very close, but Quadrado did a lot of like. I'd love to make this comparison after seeing Zhigrova play at 100% for Juve
Hmm.
before I do this. But Quadrado, like to say that it's outright at his peak, like way better. I don't know. You could maybe make the argument he's more effective. Quadrado had a
Hmm.
lot of involvements, man, a lot of goal involvements. That's why he's like top six in Juve's assist all time. So it's tough to say.
Yeah, I can't compare someone who's been here for 7 years to someone who just arrived. I mean, it's not a fair comparison. Quadrado at some point was the best, probably best winger in Serie A for a season or two. Just the ending left, a sour taste. Going to Inter, then celebrating a trophy with them, and now playing wherever at Pisa. He was at Atalanta at some point. I mean, really sticking to the black and blue, man. Inter
Oh
left a good
yeah, every
impression on
team
him.
he's left has been black and blue. And the first
Yeah.
time that the Inter fans teased him to jump up, or you're otherwise you're Juventino, and he does it. And it's just like, are you
Yeah.
fucking serious, Quad? My God, man.
Yeah.
Quadrado's
That's
like, again, if let's make a comparison when you see the guy you're comparing to actually at 100%, because I mean, I don't know, man. Quadrado had a lot of fucking frustrations too, guys. Like, let's be serious here. But to
yeah.
say that he's miles clear of Zhigrova, so what are we saying? Quadrado hit what, a couple seasons where he was one of the best at his position in Serie A. Okay, do you believe that Zhigrova cannot be one of the best at his position in Serie A when fully fit and playing consistently? I would strongly disagree with that. I think he's got everything to be one of the strongest at his position in the league and on top of the league. It's all
Yeah.
fitness
Also,
based with him.
very different players. Also, like different characteristics for a winger. Quadrado was a lot of like he used to beat his guys on mostly his explosive pace. Having a few padaletas and then sending it to himself and running after it. Roger Grover is a bit more technical. Like the ball kind of sticks to his feet and he waits for the right time to kind of, nutmeg someone and then go through him. Also, one plays on the right and is right-footed. The other plays on the right, left-footed. They play very different type of football, and we just haven't seen enough from Zagrova to. I mean, he's not in the same stratosphere as Quadrado right now.
Yeah, and we got to remember too, Quadrado at the winger position fucking ended up getting the boot back to the fullback role because of the
Yeah.
frustrations that were coming from the attack.
Also, yeah, one of the players who was ran into the ground late in his career because just Juve did bad business and didn't assemble a squad with, adequate replacements. So him and Sandro kind of had to play all the time from the Sarri season onwards.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were a bit victims of bad squad building.
yeah. That's a wild
Okay,
one though.
that's it.
All
Yeah,
right. All right, good
that's it
stuff.
for
Good
the bold
stuff.
statement.
Storm the barn.
Now I have the first one.
Holy
And
Christ.
since 2025 is over and we had a turbulent season, uh, probably everyone have seen the video Juve put out of all the goals from 2025. I certainly did. There were some bangers in there, but what are your top three goals from 2025?
Um the Adzic goal is probably the best goal of 2025. I'll
Okay.
give that one top. Yildiz with the Champions League a la Del Piero, practically to the day, and practically exact same. That's got to be in there. Posted
Mm.
in.
But that's 2024. I
Was
think
that
that's
24 or
like
was it
early.
25? It's
I think it's the
25.
first Eindhoven game in September 24. Then we had Eindhoven again, but it wasn't on that match. It was his first Champions League goal ever, right?
Oh,
The
well,
Alan Del
what?
Piero.
Well, he just scored one this season in Champions League.
Yeah, against Dortmund, he had a beautiful one.
Yeah, it was against Dortmund, and it was like sailed it out of Del Piero like back post,
Oh,
and it
so the
was
one against
almost
Dortmund. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay, I get it.
yeah, and
Okay, I
that was
saw the
like
one against
almost to the
Eindhoven.
day as a Champions League goal. Yeah, so I'm putting
Yeah.
that one in there. Um,
Hmm.
and then I'm trying to think of the third for 2025. You can hit me
I'll
with
give you
yours.
my three. Okay, so the first one, yeah, Adzic, the one against Inter, that was, peak Juve at the stadium, just the emotions more than the goal even. Second one, I'd give to Gatti and the bicycle kick against Villarreal, because I think was it Villarreal? It was this season.
Yeah, it was Villarreal.
Yeah, I think if, like, to be fair, if Yildiz scored that goal, then it would definitely be top three. So to be fair to Gatti, that was beautiful, unexpected, and we all have bicycle kicks. Third
Yeah,
one, I'd go with the Turam back heel when he sort of backheeled around the guy inside the area and then scored a short side. You know what I'm talking about? You know the one?
which one?
They kind of passed it to him on the outside of the area, and he had like a small, like he stepped on the ball and then backheeled it past the defender, and then finished short side in one swift move. That was beautiful technique. That was my third favorite
Did
all year.
Kefren to Rams come in 24 or 25? Was it
25. It was,
it was
yeah, it was after
25, the
the,
the back heel
yeah,
move behind the defender and then short
yeah,
side? That's got to be
yeah,
up there. That is a phenomenal
yeah,
goal. That's a crazy
yeah.
goal. That's my third. Those are my three.
So that's my top three: Gatti, Adzic, and
Yeah. So
Kefren.
I go Adzic, I go Yildiz, that one against Dortmund, and then the Turam goal. That was crazy.
Hmm.
That was absolutely crazy. All right.
Yeah. Next one.
Now, has Mac proved his importance to Juve and earned an extension? He's
I can
earned an
answer that.
extension, but at what cost? That's the issue. At what cost? I think he's earned an extension, but the value of said extension will vary in people's minds. That's how I can put it.
Yeah, if we're talking about just straight up, did he earn it on the pitch without getting into numbers? Absolutely, and I think Juve should do it. I would do it. I think he's playing the best football of his career right now. I think he's at his peak, and instead of letting him go when he reached that peak and shine for some other club, that's when we should keep him because we went through all the growing pains with him. And I think now he's balling out, so now is the time to keep him and make maximum use and not
Yeah.
just, baking him for the next team to actually enjoy him.
Yeah. Are the conditions for Luiz's obligation to kick in known? Because I can't find them. I believe it's 15 appearances of 45 minutes minimum. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and that's what I remember. 15, 45 minimum.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it's not looking, I haven't followed, but I don't think it's looking too promising because there's been a lot more coming out that he's most likely coming back.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tough one
it's a
there.
bad one.
Hot take: if Juve won the Champions League or Italy won the World Cup in '98, ADP easily wins the Ballon d'Or.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. He was 97, 98. Del Piero was the best Del Piero.
Yeah.
Period. Period. I laugh at a lot of the videos I see when people make comparisons to Del Piero. I saw one and it was speak when you get to a player who was better than prime Del Piero, and it got to Suarez, and this was a Juve fan, and he started talking, and I was just like fucking blown away, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So you got to be younger, first off, because I'm like, you probably think that Del Piero's prime was from 2003 to fucking 2012 when he retired or whatever. I'm like, you have no idea about Del Piero's prime if you're fucking talking when Suarez comes up. It was ridiculous, man. Um, shocking shit, man. Shocking shit. Um, it's not even close to me. The game was so different. And Del Piero playing on a team that made a living off defense and putting up the numbers he did and going toe to toe with Ronaldo Fenomeno and legit ballers during that day and age, and being right there in the mix, in the thick of things with the best players around when Serie A was the balls and full of the
Yeah.
best defenders everywhere. It's just like,
With
you have
and
no
with
idea.
awful pitches, which is not talked about enough. Like the state of the pitches, that like trying to do what he did on the types of fields he played on in different stadiums across Italy in the 90s is virtually impossible. It was a lot harder. It wasn't the perfect grass you have today, and no holes, no water. It just, he did it on very hard conditions. Defending was a lot different. A lot more was allowed with fouls and what everything. The balls were different. I mean, everything was completely different. People don't remember or don't know how good he was.
You're
How
playing on a
much
defensive
teams
team, and then
feared
you're gonna
him.
put Suarez, who was part of MSN, and I don't even want to talk about the games. I don't even want to talk about the difficulty in leagues. None of it. Del Piero in his prime would kill you any way imaginable, and 9 times out of 10 he had the ability to do it on his own. He had the pace, he
Yeah,
had the technical ability. He was so shifty and so quick. Talk about the ball glued to his feet. It was insane. I'm telling you,
yeah,
if Del Piero never got that knee injury, for me, this guy, he would have been the best Italian footballer. He would have been known as the best Italian footballer. Baggio would have gone down as the most talented Italian football player of all time, which I believe he is, but Del Piero would have been the best for what he would have achieved and what he would have accomplished.
yeah. I mean, he was the level that he terrified other teams. Other teams, like you see, Man United, and not the small teams. Big teams were actually afraid to play against Juve because of Del Piero. He was just out of this world, man.
Yeah. Oh, it was wild. It was wild shit to see. But nonetheless, hey, Del
Hmm.
Piero, I think that a lot of people talk about his prime without actually fucking knowing his prime and what he was about. Um, do, 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 do. Let's keep this rolling here. We got time for a few more here. Can we talk about Destiny a little? Especially now that he's involved in training sessions. Realistically, do you think he gets a single minute before season end? Also, nice World Cup he had. Yeah, so Destiny Elemogali obviously training with the first team and whatnot. Some are saying use him as the Vice Yildiz. I mean, you
So
could.
I haven't followed. What is he like? What is his role on the pitch? Where does he excel?
He's an attacker and he does well playing off the wing.
Okay, playing off the wing, like not a target forward or whatever.
No, no.
Okay,
But these guys are so young. He's so young that all that shit could
yeah,
change. These guys aren't even fully developed and everything either, right?
yeah, he can be a
Um,
center back by the time he's 20. Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, sure. If Max was around, this guy'd be prime fullback. You,
yeah,
you just gotta. I don't like rushing things just for the sake of. Everything's moving nicely for the kid, and I just probably leave it be. The fact that he could train with us, I always say the same thing. These guys will know when a guy comes in and he starts training with the first team, if he's doing shit where the first team's like, holy shit, he'll get his chance. It all starts there. So he's got the training sessions in there now. Just see what happens there. But I don't think there's a big rush there to be
No, and
doing
there
anything
shouldn't be
crazy with
like,
Destiny.
if he's 16 years old, there shouldn't be unless he's like Yamal level talent, and then you have to use him. But I don't think that's the case. I would give him at least one more season, but at least two for me before I really start rotating him in. Having said that, yeah, if we fail to sign backup for Ildiz and Dushan takes time to comes back and Milik does whatever he does, I don't know that they have a shawarma stand in Turin right now. So yeah, we might see him earlier than expected, but I doubt it will be anything more than just a few cameos
Yeah.
in already won games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got to, he's exciting. He's an exciting player, and I know everybody gets hyped up and gets pumped up, and it's great. I just don't think there's any big rush. If he could fill in and play some minutes behind Yildiz, that'd be awesome. But it's a big ask too, because Yildiz, you're pretty much looking for, a break in certain stacked situations in games where you want somebody that can start. Are you ready to start Destiny Elamogale? That could be tricky. That could be tricky.
Yeah,
Because you're
guys at
looking,
this
let's take
age,
for instance when you get to the end of the month here and you got Benfica, Napoli, Monaco. Are you ready to start Elamogale in one of those games to offer rest to Yildiz? Probably not.
no. And at his age, 16, 17s, those guys need to play. If it's either sitting at the bench at Juve waiting for a Ildiz sub in a game we're already won, or playing consistently with next gen, I prefer he'd play consistently with next gen.
Yeah,
Like if
like
he's not playing consistently at Juve at his age, it's super important to keep playing week in, week out.
yeah. If you were gonna look at it though, and if some of the guys that are watching him in training believe that maybe he could play that part, I tell you what, this is the stretch you want to see it. Like with this group of opponents in January. So pull him in and give him a substitution role and just see. Because if all of a
Yeah.
sudden he does do something, maybe that saves you looking at some safety net in January that you don't need to. So
And that's without
try
even
it.
talking about injuries. Let's say Jagrova gets hurt again and is not available, and you're down to Chico and Yildiz, and the rest are kind of makeshift midfielders. Then
Yeah.
his chances skyrocket.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna look at it, I would probably say now's the time to try. But again, we'll see, and we'll see. But that is a awesome young talent to hear about, and you love hearing everything that's coming out of it with him. So hopefully, it just keeps moving in the right direction. So let's see. Chiesa, great signing because he backs up left wing. If Chiesa came back, what number would he wear? 59.
I like it. 59 is a good number.
Give him 59. The same as some of the bench. Yeah, he could take Rui's number when Rui goes out
Oh,
on his
yeah.
loan.
Ken
God damn it.
adds each number.
If David or Openda don't have at least 10 goals and assists before Vlahovic, then it's best to sell them. Oh, man. You know
Oh, that's a
what?
bold statement.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's going to be out for a while and still leading, eh? Why is Joao Mario being held hostage by Juve? Free the prisoner. Yeah, they'll probably say goodbye to that move. Just makes no
No
sense to
sense.
me.
Absolutely no
It's just
sense.
crazy. Just stupid shit.
Well, he did get like 4 minutes against Pisa. Maybe we'll see a bit more later on.
Yeah. We always talk about signing a top center back. Realistically, forget the winter mercado. Who's the best center back you'd go after the summer to partner Bremer?
Okay, I said mine last week. I would try really hard for Mickey van de Ven from Tottenham. I think he'll complement Bremer great. I think that would be an awesome partnership.
I will say, man, on a free, I would take Rudiger, man. I'd take Rudiger. Rudiger on a free. Bremer and Rudiger would give people fits. They'd give people fits. Rudiger on a free, man, for realistic option. Yeah. I would do it. I would do it. Rudy. Sign Rudy. Sign Rudy. Sinisi. I'm not big on Sinisi, but a lot of people like Sinisi. Muremovic. See, this is where I'm talking. Muremovic, for me, doesn't stop you from getting a top. Like, you still have to get, like, somebody that's considered at the top and whatnot. Muremovic, I would bring in. Use your 50% sell-on clause as an advantage. Rudy on a free, I'd make that move as well. Gatti and Kelly, for me, are probably on top of the sales list heading into the summer for me.
Who got the end?
Kelly.
Okay.
Gatti and Kelly are on the top of the sales list for me. Muremovic would easily replace Kelly for me. I wouldn't even think twice. And Rudiger on a free. Yes. I would like it. I would like it a lot. But that's where we stand. We got to see. Winter window, for me, it's going to be filled with a lot of rumors. And I think you're just going to be ending up looking at safety nets, if anything. So I don't expect anything groundbreaking. Summer, we'll see. Ottolini has come in. They brought in Peter Silverstone as well. He's going to be chief business officer, so maybe we won't have seasons where we go without a fucking sponsor again. That was stupid, you know? But, yeah. Ottolini, how much say does he actually have? There's already reports say, well, his first task is to map out the January window and get... Bullshit. If it was, you think they waited this long to bring him in? They didn't even announce him till after the window already opened? My God, it's Kamoli's show, everybody. It's Kamoli's show. Let's see what he does with it. But guys, great live.
As always.
Am I
Chat's been
underrating
awesome.
Kelly? I don't think so.
I think Kelly is so far has been a good stopgap. I don't think if you want to aim like being the dominant team again, you need a better name. But so far he's done decent enough to get Juve through that period until they can afford a top level center back.
He's keeping his head above water. That's all I will say with Kelly. Credit because he's not as shit as everybody thought he was or expected to be, but that still doesn't say enough. So for me, Gatti and Kelly, they can make way for the others. If we can get the same money we had last season for Gatti, 30 million, I'd go pick him up on my shoulders and carry him out of Turin. Okay? Kelly? Yeah. Bye-bye. I'm still on that wavelength. Yeah. Those are the top two on my sales list. Who would top two be on your sales list, Omer?
Top two. Depending on how the season ends, it might be Cambiaso. Might be. The second one, who would I sell? Look, if there's a deal for Coop Miners, like something that we don't lose lots of money on, then he would probably be number two.
Has there ever been a more terrifying axis than this axis? Kelly, Coop, Kostic axis. I'd honestly be open to sell half the squad this summer, starting with the Kelly, Coop, Kostic axis. That is the most terrifying axis I've ever seen. But yeah, There's a lot of these guys that I would be fine to say goodbye with. Berto and Omer are on my sales list if they keep talking crap about Fede. Well, hey,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
We haven't
Just
talked
make sure you
crap
don't get
about
ripped
him.
off, okay?
We haven't
150
talked crap
million
about him
per 150 mil per. Okay? We don't sell for peanuts like Fede. Oh, but on that note, we're out. You guys, absolute beauties. We'll see about the watch along. I don't know yet, but Omer, absolute pleasure as always. You guys, no matter what, whether there's a watch along or not, let's hope that Juve takes care of business today. This one has to be a victory. No slip-ups can be afforded. Spalletti, lock in, and then don't worry if Juve is going to lock in on Spalletti. I believe they will. We never even talked about it, but there was fans already saying Maresca now that, they left off with.
Absolutely not. Shut it down right now. I don't get the talks. I'm not impressed by Maresca. I like him, as a player. He was for Juve and that famous Toro goal and whatever. But I mean, we have something good going. Why just hop on the first one? And it's not even that. If it was like Jurgen Klopp is now leaving, Juve are looking into it. Fine. I have no idea why people are so hyped over Maresca. I actually think he did a good job with Chelsea for a period. But based on the money they spent, I mean, he's not the only one. Other coaches failed as well. But I don't think he did such a great job to warrant, sending off of Spalletti.
Give me two coaches you would immediately axe your plans with Spalletti for.
Immediately. So Jurgen Klopp is one. And the second one... People are not going to agree, but Farioli from Porto, I would give him a chance. But again, scrapping Spalletti completely for him, I don't know. Probably not.
Man, right now it's probably like for active coaches that are out there, probably Luis Enrique is the only one for me right now.
Yeah, Luis Enrique, right? That's a great
Luis
shout.
Enrique. I would scrap any and all plans with with Spalletti, Walter Mazzari.
Yeah. Walter Mazzari.
That's epic.
If that happens, you can shut everything down. But Luis Enrique,
man. That's where we probably just say, you know what, guys, it's been swell. We're shutting things down.
We'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back when you're serious again.
We're shutting things down on that note. Okay, the lights are out. The show's over. Walter Mazzari, frightening. You guys, a lot of fun as always. Appreciate the takes. Drop a like if you haven't already before we sign out here. Feel free to clip, share, whatever you want. And for those tuning in off X, make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe. These are the next kits being given away. Okay, 2 absolute bangers. But you got to be subscribed. And one's obviously for members. Thank you to all our members. You guys are amazing. As always, fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Let's hope we beat the piss out of Lecce. I want a convincing victory to start 2026. Let's go, everybody. Ciao, ciao.